Previously on the Ark of Time.
You're going to need this.
Sorry, man, I'm not a jewelry guy.
This pendant is specifically connected to you. It will allow you to travel between your destination and to eventually return to your own time.
Time travel, oh man.
Take this pendant for Jessup. He'll need it.
Jessup?
Yes, he's your traveling companion. I'm going to send you back a bit before your time to collect Jessup.
Why before my time?
I'm afraid in his present state he doesn't make it all the way to your time. You're going to help him avoid that as well. But I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention that to him just now. There is a prophet who is in need of a couple of good messengers.
My name is Isaiah. I understand God has sent you to help me.
Jessup, bring your companion there. I wish for you to accompany me in the temple to pray. Adam?
I don't really, Alright, God. It sure would help if you could just get rid of the Assyrian army, daily bread and temptations and all that. Amen.
Yes? What is it, Eliakim?
It's Sennacherib. He's leaving. Our spies say that when the man woke up this morning, more than half were dead. The estimates are as high as 200,000.
200,000 people don't just die all of a sudden.
They do when someone asks God for it. A bit confused, Adam?
That is precisely what I had intended with this little trip.
Whoa! You gotta stop sneaking up on us like that.
I do apologize, Adam, but you did very well. I'm quite proud of the progress you've made already. You are making great strides toward your ultimate goal.
You mean, Solomon's treasure?
Ah, so you figured that one out, did you? I'm impressed.
Well, actually it was the preacher.
Nevertheless, you do not disappoint. Adam, next you'll be going to see someone who is very close to your way of thinking. Off you go then.
That's starting to almost become enjoyable. Sort of leaves you feeling like you've just come off a comfortable bender.
I wouldn't have any basis for comparison.
I'm sure you wouldn't. Where do you suppose we are now?
Well, that looks like a plantation over there in the distance. Maybe we should start there, but first we should check our pockets to see if we have anything that might help.
Oh, right, good idea. I don't have anything.
I do, but I'm not really sure what it is.
Let me see that. It looks like some kind of tracking device. See the point on the map there?
Where is it a map of?
Well, I would assume wherever we are right now.
Maybe we are supposed to track down whatever that device is indicating there.
Perhaps. I'm thinking we should probably make sure that no one sees us with this thing.
That might be one of your better ideas. No use starting the witch trials early.
It was you religious folk that did that too, you know.
Adam, it's not really fair to group me in with all of religion's darker moments.
Well, at least you can admit that there are darker moments.
I can indeed, but that's not how things are now. The church exists to give people hope and access to a community of like-minded individuals who care about their well-being.
Yes, perhaps there's a bit more to it than I thought before.
Praise be to God. Maybe we're closer to the end of this ordeal than I thought.
But don't be expecting me to start singing hymns or giving away all my free time to orphans or anything.
Maybe there is still a bit of work to be done.
Yeah, we still have to fix you, too.
Fix me?
Yeah. Back when Britt sent me to find you, he said that I was supposed to help you live longer or something.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure, really. That's all he told me.
Well, whenever the Lord is ready to take me, then I trust that will be the right time.
Oh, well, good. I guess I don't need to worry about fixing you then. Shall we head over to that house? Maybe we can get some food.
Very well. We should probably change the language on the pendants. I have a hunch that it'll be the theta again, the circle with the line.
Why do you think that?
Britt said that the person we were going to deal with next thinks like you do and requires some convincing. I suspect that we are going to meet a father with 2 sons, or perhaps one of the sons. Either way, if I'm right, we have our work cut out for us.
If you say so.
So what all did you do before you came to find me?
What do you mean?
Well, back in Bethlehem, you mentioned that you had been to Noah's Ark.
Yeah, that was Britt's attempt at proving to me that time travel is real.
I bet that was pretty convincing.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
So, tell me about this place you're from.
New Covenant City?
Yes, do you have family waiting for you there?
No, not really.
Well, I for one can't wait to get back to my wife and friends. Hopefully we don't have too many more stops on our journey.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't want to go home?
Let's just say that my current situation back home is less than desirable.
What is that supposed to mean?
Not again.
What's the matter, sir?
My apologies. It is nothing. I thought that perhaps...
Yes?
Well, I thought you were my son.
Looks like you nailed that one, preacher.
Excuse me?
Oh, nothing. Are you expecting him soon?
Well, no, not exactly. He's been gone for some time now. I gave him his inheritance and he took off. I drove him away, I'm afraid.
And what makes you think he's coming back?
I have been praying every day for his return, that I might reconcile with him. We didn't really part on good terms.
I see.
Well, we know a thing or two about the power of prayer.
You could say that.
And I have a hunch that he'll come back sooner or later.
And how do you know this?
I have been called a prophet in the past.
Ah, well, my spirits are lifted then. You do bear some resemblance to my son, so I don't feel quite as embarrassed this time.
What do you mean, this time?
Another young man arrived last week, and I made the same mistake.
I see. I don't suppose you would have a spare room that we might be able to use? We could pay you in labor.
What do you mean, labor?
We haven't got any money, Adam. A little honest work is the least we could do for some lodging. We don't know how long this is going to take.
I suppose.
The man who came to my room last week is in my spare room, but...
He's still here?
Yes, he is working with my eldest son in the fields now. He seems like a very dark person to me, but he has kept quiet and does good work without complaint. You, however, have given me a great deal of hope with your prediction that my son will yet return. That is worth several days of hard work to me. I would be honored if you would stay as my guests. You may use my youngest son's room until he returns.
That is very kind of you. We probably won't be sticking around long after he gets back anyway.
Come, let me show you around, and then I will leave you to settle in. And this is your room. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to call for one of my servants.
You have a lovely home. Thank you again for having us as your guests.
It is my pleasure. It is not often that a prophet stops by. I will send someone for you when it is time for dinner.
Thank you again.
Well, that was easy. This place is huge, though. I bet that kid has a lot of money if he got half of the worth of everything here.
You are correct, but right now he is squandering all of it.
More prophecy?
Yes, well, I couldn't tell him the real reason I know his son would be returning.
Which is?
Well, I just figured that the prodigal son seemed like the Bible story that would be most like you.
I am pretty smart.
That would be a prodigy, which you clearly are not. The prodigal son took his part of his father's estate and spent all of his money. Hopefully he's working at the pig farm right now so that we can get on with this.
Pig farm? Isn't that against the rules for these Jewish types?
Yes, but once he ran out of money, he didn't really have a lot of choices. He'll realize that he has made a mistake and come to beg for his father's forgiveness, which he will happily give him as you saw.
If everything is already tied up neatly, then what are we doing here?
That remains to be seen. Perhaps we should take another look at that device.
Sure. That's odd.
What's that?
The map has changed.
Well, maybe whatever it's tracking is moving.
I guess so. But now the map looks more like the interior of a house. And I think it's this house.
So whatever we are trying to find is in the house?
Well, we just came down the hall from the dining room, and north should be, that way.
That seems right.
So, I think it's tracking us.
What use could that possibly be to us?
I haven't the slightest idea. Yes?
Dinner is served, sir.
Ah, very good.
Yes, thank you.
Do you know the way to the dining room?
Yes, I believe we can manage.
Very good, sir.
All right, let's go. I'm starving.
Ah, it is good to see you again.
You only just left us in our room.
Yes, I know, but that does not mean that I am any less pleased to see you a second time.
Sure. And this must be your son.
No, actually, this would be the other visitor I told you about.
Pleasure to meet you, mate. Name's Blake. Joe Blake.
Pleased to meet you, Joe. I am Jessup Jones. Jessup will be fine.
I prefer to call him Preacher on account of that's what he's good at. I'm Adam King. Happy to know you, I guess.
Will your son be joining us as well? He prefers to take his meals alone. I see.
Those are some interesting pendants that you two are wearing. I'm sure my wife would love to have one as a token from my travels. Wonder if either of you would be willing to part with it for a fair amount of gold?
They're, kind of sentimental.
Well, perhaps you can tell me where you came across them so that I might acquire one of my own.
They were gifts from a friend of ours.
He must be a very well-traveled friend. I can only hope that I'm fortunate enough to come across similar treasures in my own travels.
I believe he said he got them from a street vendor, when he was in, Bethlehem paying his taxes.
Now that you are all acquainted, we should eat. There will be plenty of time.
Sounds good to me. I'm starving.
What do we have tonight, James?
I've prepared a nice duck in honor of our guest's arrival.
What are you doing here?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, I don't believe you've met James yet. He is my head servant and a wonderful cook. Oh, yes, of course. You just reminded me of someone else.
A handsome man, I'm sure.
Yes, well, he has been known to surprise us by showing up when we don't expect him.
Perhaps he likes to keep an eye on you.
Perhaps.
So, Joe, where are you from?
Oh, pretty far from here. I'm quite certain that you've never heard of it. I'm working on finding a suitable way to get home. I've been stranded for quite some time now, but something tells me that that's about to come to an end.
What do you mean stranded? We're on land, and there's gotta be a city close by. You get supplies from somewhere, right?
Yes, of course. But my transportation was lost when I was attacked by a band of marauders. And as I mentioned, my home is very far away. I can't just use any old means of getting around.
Maybe this is why we're really here.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, my friends, there is no need for secrecy here. I was just saying to Adam that perhaps we might be able to lend some assistance to Mr. Blake.
Really?
Yes, what sort of transportation is it that you require to get home?
It's a bit hard to explain, but I've been working on some plans that I keep in a cave over the ridge. Perhaps tomorrow morning we can go have a look?
Why so secret?
I believe that I might be onto something that will be very profitable. I want to make sure that no one steals my idea.
Is that really a problem at this point?
What do you mean?
I mean, copyright law hasn't really...
Adam, I think our travels today must have taken more out of you than you are letting on. There is no such thing as whatever it is you are talking about.
Oh, right.
Perhaps you've been out in the sun too long.
No harm done. maybe you should get some rest. If you really are going to help me, then we have a lot of work to do tomorrow.
I think you're right. Thanks for the duck. That was actually pretty good.
Thank you.
I think I will turn in as well. Your hospitality is much appreciated.
I'll see you both in the morning. If this works, we'll all be rich men.
That's the idea.
Come in.
Good morning, gentlemen. I hope that I have not come to see you too early, but I'm eager to get started.
It's still dark outside.
Yes, but by the time we get to the cave, the sun will be over the hills.
That will be fine. Give us just a few moments to get ready if you don't mind.
Not at all, preacher.
It's spreading.
So it is.
All right. I think we're ready to see this cave of yours.
Excellent. You know, those pendants truly are remarkable. What do the symbols mean, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, well, they're just foreign letters. I'm not exactly sure what they mean.
I see. Well, you ought to figure that out if you're going to wear them. Who knows, it could spell something insulting.
What, like kick me?
Something like that.
Well, as we said last night, they were a gift from a friend, and I don't think he would do something like that to us.
Very well, then.
You know, you never did say where you are from. Where could you possibly need to go that is so difficult to get to from here?
I think you'll understand when you see my plan.
Usually I'm the one who dodges questions, but you're almost as good as a politician.
On that point, at least, we can agree.
I had decided that I was going to stop saying things that you would agree with.
Here we are. Right this way.
It's awfully dark in here, even with that torch.
I can hardly see my hand in front of my face.
It's not much further now.
Hey, what happened to the light?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Joe?
Where'd he go?
Maybe he hit his head or something.
Ow! What was that?
What?
Something stung me.
Ouch, me too. Let's get out of here.
That's a good idea as long as we
Adam, are you?
don't get turned around.
Right?
It's a good thing that you two showed up when you did. I was starting to think that I'd be trapped in this godforsaken era forever. I'll just take those, thank you very much. Sorry, mates, but I'm afraid I need them at the moment. I don't know where you came from, but I hope that they don't miss you. You're gonna be here for a very long time.
Tonight's episode of the Ark of Time was written by Michael Helgens and Scott Strosahl. Adam King and Jessup Jones were performed by Greg Kilberger and Steve Rimpici. Additional voices were provided by Michael Helgens, and the music was courtesy of Kevin MacLeod. Until next time, good night from Stroby Studios.
Produced by Stroby Studios. Visit strobystudios.com for other audio trailers and radio dramas.